Everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. Today I'm bringing you my birthday book haul. I turned 32 this month in the month of January, so I picked up some stuff. This is like a very Sanderson book haul, so why don't we just go ahead and start with those. Alright, so the first book that I have to share with you, this is The Alloy of Law. This is written by Brandon Sanderson, and this is the first book of the second era Mistborn generation, so The Alloy of Law. Then book 2 is Shadows of Self. And book number 3 is The Bands of Mourning. So if you haven't already seen, I just finished up the Mistborn trilogy last month. I have already posted my review for The Hero of Ages, so if you haven't seen that, I can go ahead and link that up for you. So anyways, when I finished that book, I was very much in a mood to continue on with the story. I was very much in a Sanderson mood, so you can see some of the other books that I got. For the longest time, when I was researching getting into Brandon Sanderson, I was like, do I really have to get the second era Mistborn books? Is that something I can skip? And I think that is still like a lively debate among the SFF reading community, but I still think I would like to pick these up. I did enjoy the conclusion of The Hero of Ages so much. Now I know that this has like absolutely nothing to do with The Hero of Ages. This takes place generations after the events of that. This is definitely why they call it the second era Mistborn books, but we're still in the same country and things have definitely changed because now there's railways, there's guns, there's canals that crisscross the land, but allomancy and feruchemy are still very prominent pieces of magic. I'm just curious to see how it progressed, see what happened, so that's why I have the second era Mistborn books. And this book that I picked up, this is Arcanum Unbounded. This is a collection of short stories by Brandon Sanderson that's set in the Cosmere universe. This is kind of like the expanded Cosmere collection. And I'm going to rely on many of you who are already further along in your Cosmere journey to point out what's the best order to read some of these short stories in. I picked up this edition because I wanted to get to Mistborn, A Secret History. There's also The Hope of Elantris in here, and I'm not sure which ones you're supposed to read in what order, so I'm going to rely on all of you who are definite Brandon Sanderson fans to help me out with this one. Alright, and the last Brandon Sanderson book that I have for this haul, this is Skyward. I picked this up in the UK cover because I thought this UK cover was stunning, but this one is completely separate from any of the Cosmere books. This is separate from the Reckoners series, but this is a young adult sci-fi novel, and this is, I think, Brandon Sanderson's newest novel that he came out with last year. There's this alien race called Krell that have been attacking humanity, and the human race has to take to the skies. They fight their battle with the Krell on spaceships in space, and this young girl protagonist, her father used to be a pilot in the army, and then he ended up deserting, like just completely deserting, mysterious, no one actually knows where he is, I think. So I think part of this is like she's trying to grow up and figure out her place in the world, but also dealing with some of the pressures of the fact that her father was a deserter. Pretty excited for this one. Like I said, I love the cover of this one. I had to get it in the UK hardcover edition for my birthday. Alright, and the final book that I grabbed from that book depository order was The Inheritance, written by Robin Hobb and Megan Lindholm. So for those of you who don't know, Megan Lindholm is actually Robin Hobb's given name, and Robin Hobb is her pen name, and she has written under both. Robin Hobb being my favorite author, and any of the books that I have read from Robin Hobb are all taking place in the Six Duchies. They follow Fitzchivalry Farseer, they follow the Cursed Shores and the events of the live ships. So there's some short stories in here that expand upon the Six Duchies world. We're going to see some familiar characters, I hope, and then there's also some short stories in here from her as Megan Lindholm, as her given name. This next set of books I'm so excited for. This is Shadow and Bone. This is book number 1 of the Grisha trilogy, written by Leigh Bardugo. Then I also picked up Siege and Storm, and yes, I do have the third book of the trilogy, that's Ruin and Rising. So this makes me so excited to have these in the original cover because I have been wanting these in the original cover for about 2 years now, and every single time I've tried to order from different websites, and they're all very reputable websites, but I always end up getting the new covers sent to me, and it just frustrated me to no end. And I finally, I saw these, I thought I'd give it one more try, and I actually did just finish reading Shadow and Bone. I had put Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom on my TBR for 2019, but also with the announcement of Leigh Bardugo saying that the Grishaverse is coming to Netflix, I do want to read this before that actually happens, so I'm very excited for these original covers in my collection. Alright, another young adult pick that I had, this is The Raven Boys, written by Maggie Stiefvater. This is book number 1 of the Raven Cycle. I see so many people talk about the Raven Cycle, and I just thought I'd pick up the first book and see what it was about. I don't really know anything other than there's 4 boy characters. But I will say that one of like my favorite YouTubers to watch recently has been Huck from Badger Reads, and she keeps talking about Maggie Stiefvater all the time, and so I was like, finally, I keep hearing about Maggie Stiefvater from her, and I want to try it out. And then another pick that I grabbed, this is The Lost Queen, written by Signe Pike. This was also something that Huck from Badger Reads had influenced me to pick up, and she doesn't know that she influenced me to pick up these books, but she did. So this one, I also don't know that much about it, but she just caught me in the right mood, because I think it was like a cross of like Outlander and King Arthur. This is like a medieval Scottish kind of tale, and I was here for that. I hadn't heard much about it. If you've also read The Lost Queen, I think there's some people on here who have. Let me know what you thought of it, because I'm really curious about this one. So this is The Lost Queen, written by Signe Pike. And the final book that I have in my haul, I did tease this in my, what did I call that video? It was the Intimidating Reads TBR video that I just posted last week. This is The Gilded Wolves, written by Roshani, Chokshi, and I'm super excited for this one. So this one just came out this month, January 2019. This is a brand new release. Sam from Thoughts on Tomes made a review of this, and it completely convinced me to buy it, basically. This follows, it's like a historical fantasy in 18th century Paris, like a thieving crew and secret societies and, you know, all the things that I really enjoy, but just from a really different perspective. In this 18th century Parisian perspective. I'm pretty excited for that one too. All right, so there were the books in my birthday book haul. I want to say I'll be done hauling for a while, but I'm just not sure, because if you've already seen from my announcement video earlier this week, I have been asked to be one of the new incoming judges for the BookTube SFF Awards. I said yes. I'm super stoked for this, so I might have to pick up some books. You know, I think the Sanderson books might end up getting like put on pause for a little bit while we start reading books for the 2018 BookTube SFF Awards, but I'm very excited for these books. I'm happy to have them in my collection. I'm really happy to get started on the BookTube SFF Awards, and let me know if you've read any of these books, what you thought of them, if you have particular thoughts about the order of the Cosmere books, and yeah, just let me know your thoughts on these books. Otherwise, you can follow me on my social media, so that's Twitter and Instagram. It's at whatcassread. It's the same as this channel. Should be super easy for you to find, and then of course my Goodreads link is always listed down below. And of course, you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later. Bye.